Welcome back. There's a new venue for some of Chicago's most competitive swimmers, the Chicago River. That's right, Chicago's historically murky waterway is now ready for folks to dive in. Why now? And is it really safe? Joining us are Chicago River Swim CEO Doug McConnell and Dr. Austin Happel from the Shed Aquarium. Welcome, both of you guys. The Chicago River, Doug, for years and years and years carried our wastewater out to Lake Michigan, and then, of course, they reversed it. And I know there's been a lot of technical advances, and the water's cleaned up. So why do you want to swim there?
In part to celebrate that it's so cleaned up. It's really been the efforts of so many people and organizations, the city of Chicago, right to the administration of the city, to effect that cleanup. And what we're trying to do is kind of celebrate everybody's efforts.
All right, Dr. Happel, is the river safe? Is it? What can they encounter when they dive in?
What can they encounter?
What microorganisms, what fish species?
Yeah, we like to talk about how the river's healthier than it's ever been. We now find over 60 species of fish within the Chicago River. Specifically where you guys will be swimming, we'll see things like largemouth bass or bluegill, crappie, walleye, things that anglers might be familiar with.
Tell us, let's take a look at that map, because there is a map. So give us a sense of where this course is going to go.
The swimmers will start in the gap of between the bridges at Clark and Dearborn Street, head east to the State Street Bridge, and then do a turn back toward the Lake Street Bridge, and then back to the starting line. That whole loop is a mile, and some of the swimmers will do one loop and some will do two.
And you're raising money here. Tell us the cause.
Yeah, I founded an organization called A Long Swim many years ago, and we raise money for ALS research over at Northwestern's med school. One of the other initiatives for the Chicago River Swim is specifically focused on water safety for children. The statistics of the number of kids in Chicago who are not water safe is really frightening stuff. And with last year's gift, we were able to put 2,000 children through water safety lessons. This year, we hope to double that number.
That's a great cause. Austin Happel, just because some of these experienced folks are going to be swimming in the river, does that mean your average, everyday recreational swimmer should think about, foregoing the lake and jumping in the river quite yet? Or does it have a ways to go to clean up some more?
Well, on any given day, the water quality standards might meet your ability to swim in the river, but what's missing is the infrastructure to do it safely, to be able to get out, to maybe avoid boats who aren't looking for you. Those sort of things Doug's event is offering, and we're currently lacking. So I don't recommend going swimming in the river until we have those.
But just because of those safety, not because the water is too murky to swim in, although I mean, this is something that people did 100 years ago. Tell us about the history of folks.
Well, it's interesting you bring it up, Paris, because when we first started working on this now 13 years ago, we didn't realize, I started to do some research and learned about the Chicago River swims that took place from 1908 until 1927. And at the time, it was really a celebration like it is now because the river was so clean. Of course, they reversed the river 125 years ago now in the year 1900. And of course, as it was Lake Michigan water coming in through the Chicago River, it was really something to be celebrated.
Tell us the caliber of swimmer that you want to sign up for this. Can it be anybody? Any who swims at their local gym, or do you need someone that's really kind of seasoned? We're
more the seasoned. What we're looking for are people who have, sort of demonstrable evidence of having swum a mile or 2 miles in open water and so forth. Of course, those distances map off of what many triathletes do and so forth. So there are a lot of people with that experience. Swimming in open water is different. It's not like being at your local YMCA, and it takes some getting used to.
When you jump in there, though, I mean, with your goggles, are you going to be able to see underwater, or is it still really murky?
There are parts that are murky. I have swum in the Chicago River and was really very pleasantly surprised at how clear it was.
Austin Happel, what about, well, tell us, I mean, why now? Why Why is this the moment as opposed to a year ago or 5 years ago?
Well, historically, the Chicago River has come quite a long way. It's healthier than it ever has been. We've seen huge increases in biodiversity, and one of the next steps in our ability to celebrate the river is being able to actually get into it and enjoy it. And so this is one of the first efforts to bring that recreation back to the city.
And is this the beginning of a yearly annual event that you want to have?
Boy, we sure hope so. You know, one of the things, Chicago does big events really well. Between the marathon, the triathlon, the bike the drive, there are any number of neighborhood events and so forth. And this city is really known for big events that it does so well. And in as much as the Chicago River is really the reason that Chicago's here in the first place, we think that it's a perfect candidate for that kind of a celebration.
A perfect way to celebrate Chicago's history. So then tell us how you can sign up.
It's an application process prior to registration. Applications are open until this evening, 10 p.m. At chicagoriverswim.org, where swimmers will be asked about some of their experience and their history and so forth, so that we can make sure that we've really got the right field.
All right, I swim about 3 or 4 days a week. I'm debating on whether or not I'm right for this. By the way, should people wear a wetsuit or no?
It's their choice. The water will be in the mid-70s, low 70s.
And, that's the other thing about September is because it's usually a drier month, and when there's a lot of rainwater, there could be a lot of runoff.
Right.
And the water quality might be unsafe at that point, right?
In which case we will cancel the event. We are not going to put swimmers in the river in unsafe conditions.
All right, so we gotta hope for some dry days leading up to it, and this is going to be a lot of fun. Doug McConnell, Austin Happel, thanks very much for telling us about it.
Thank you, Paris. Always a pleasure.
You got it. And finally, tonight, we want this show to be a two-way conversation, so please send us your thoughts. Like, do you think it's a good idea to swim in the Chicago River? Is there a story or issue you think we need to know and cover? Let us know. Email us at parisonpolitics@fox.com, or you can always find me on X as @PASCHUTZ. And now you can listen to the show anywhere you stream podcasts. New episodes drop Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, that is. And we will see you on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.